Good evening, good evening, good evening. Friday evening to everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Red, White, and True News. Your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. Alive and well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad everyone could join us tonight. I wasn't going to do it live, but there's like, I would call it semi breaking news. Um, the, well, Bondi, I guess, has been hit with a subpoena for the illustrious Epstein files. Everyone's heard of those, right? Look, I've been very vocal. If anything was done nefarious to any underage person, by anyone, whether president, congressman, royal, athlete, actress, actor, they need to be held accountable. Okay? I've been very, very honest. Upfront with all that. But you know, folks, this stuff's just drug up. Okay, let's be honest. Barack Obama and Joe Biden had full access to these files. Do you guys think for 1 second Donald Trump was basically, you know, caught red-handed? Do you think for 1 second Donald Trump said, "Look, these files need to be released to the public now so we can put this thing to bed"? I'll tell you what's happening right here. These politicians think they're gonna, you know, get Bondi to perjure herself or oh, look, we have rhinos that are within the Republican Party, right? I mean, I think everyone can kind of kind of agree, right? I mean, they're there to backdoor Trump. Look here, let me tell you this too. There is a leaker within the Trump administration leaking to the news. I have my own suspicions on who it is. I'm 95% sure who it is. I will wear my tinfoil hat because as Trump supporters, we're Walmart shoppers and tinfoil hat wearing, weirdos. I wear my tinfoil hat. Now, they're gonna find out who that leaker is. They're gonna find out, and that person should be prosecuted and should go to prison. Yep, I said what I said. I mean it too. You cannot leak to the media, especially some of the stuff you leak. So Pam Bondi is going to be, let's see, I don't think it even says when she's going to testify. Has the article here. Oh wow, this here is breaking. U.S. approved $151 million emergency arms sale to Israel for threat. That's a true sale there, huh? I hear you. Van Bondi faces bipartisan subpoena over frustration with DOJ's release of Epstein files. Nancy Mace leads 24-19 bipartisan vote targeting Pam Bondi after DOJ missed deadline on the Epstein file transparency. Huh, wonder why they missed the deadline now. Anyone know? Put it in the chat. House Oversight Committee voted along bipartisan lines to subpoena Attorney General Pam Bondi Wednesday in a motion spearheaded by Representative Nancy Mace amid continued frustration with the Department of Justice efforts to release the Epstein files. May said she introduced a motion to hear from Bondi on the department's handling the investigation into Jeffrey Epstein and his associates. Vote, defeated 24-19. 5 Republicans joined Democrats to advance the subpoena. Besides Mace, Republicans who voted with Democrats, without even looking. Thomas Massey, Rand Paul, see, Lauren Boebert, Tim Burchett, Scott Perry, lawmakers like Mace raised questions. Well, I'm doing Senate stuff. Whether Bonnie is doing all she can to release documentation on Epstein. See, there's games being played on both sides here, folks. Oh, wait. But after the deadline came and went, lawmakers like Mace and Representative Thomas Massey, DOJ has more on the books that hasn't made public. Hmm. What do you think they're hiding something here? Now, I got to say, though, when Bondi was first appointed, when she was so gung ho, oh, they were sitting on my desk right now. They'll be made public. Blah 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 blah. I have the list sitting on my desk. That's amazing. Nice tinfoil hat, man. But yeah, she said the files were sitting on her desk. The names of those people were sitting on her desk. I don't think so, ma'am. I don't think so. So it didn't say when she was going to testify. Oh, there's a fiery exchange there, huh? Y'all think? Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be pretty. It's going to be pretty hot in that hearing. That's for sure. Hey, Biden went to Jesse Jackson's funeral. This man's up there screaming at Jesse Jackson's funeral and told everybody in the room that he's smarter than everybody there. He's standing there with that dumb look on his face. You guys got to go online and look at this. Let me read some of this to you. At a man's funeral, former President Joe Biden told mourners Reverend Jesse Jackson's memorial service Friday that he is a quote a hell of a lot smarter than most of you. A pointed remark that stood out during his tribute to the late civil rights leader. Biden made the comment while recounting how he was mocked as a child for his stutter and how speech impediments are often mistaken for a lack of intelligence. Quote, if I told you I had a cleft palate, club foot, none of you would have laughed, Biden said. It's okay to laugh at stuttering. It's the one place where people think you're stupid. See, here he is. Like we saw, it's his whole career, folks. Biden did a speech when he was well leading this country, let's just say, because you never heard the P word come out of my mouth referring to this guy. What did he do in every single speech? He always made it about himself, always. And here he stands it behind this big cross on this pulpit front of all these people at Jesse Jackson's funeral and makes it about himself. His whole career. I told you I had cleft palate, cleft lip, none of you would have laughed. I said, but it's okay to laugh, stuttering. It's the one place where people think you're stupid. "Oh, really? I'm a hell of a lot smarter than most of you," he added, before quickly pivoting back to his broader point. Quote, "But all kidding aside, it makes you feel really small." What's he even talking about? Biden made the remark during a memorial service in Chicago that brought together prominent Democrat leaders and civil rights figures to honor Jackson's decades-long political influence. Former Presidents Obama, Clinton attended the service along with former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton. Well, Bill was there. I'd imagine Hillary was there. I bet Michelle wasn't there, though. Former Vice President Kamala Harris and Reverend Al Sharpton. The event was held at the 10,000-seat House of Hope Arena, where hundreds gathered to celebrate Jackson's life and legacy. Yeah, and there's Biden standing up there screaming at the top of his lungs. Gee whiz, man. You gotta be kidding me. Look, I'm no fan of Jesse Jackson or Biden, but I thought you guys would get a little bit of a laugh out of that. Man standing up there talking about himself. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Yeah. The, Trump says U.S. is doing very well in Iran, nearly 1 week into joint action against Iran. President Trump on Friday said the U.S. is doing very well in Iran nearly a week after the military coordinated with Israel on airstrikes. Somebody said, "How would you score it from 0 to 10?" Trump said, "I gave it 12 to a 15." Their army is gone. Their navy's gone. Their communications are gone. Their leaders are gone. The president made the remarks after senior White House correspondent Peter Doocy asked at the end of the White House College Sports Roundtable what was motivating Trump to hold the roundtable at the moment because there's a lot of other stuff going on in the world. Trump's a man of many hats. That's why Deuce, Peter Doocy. Yeah. Trump agreed, adding that Iran's air force has been wiped out entirely. Think of it. They have 32 ships. All 32 are sitting at the bottom of the ocean. Other than that, they're doing very well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there was I don't know, it was a if any of you guys live in real quick, if any of you guys live in Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri, Michigan, man, stay tuned to the weather because it is bad out there. Tornadoes. There's been like 3 or 4 people killed in Michigan, and they weren't even in the enhanced risk today. A major supercell touchdown up there in where was it? Um, Union City, I think was the name of the town. Yeah. No, so anyway, there was a CNN dude that was interviewing the foreign minister or something like that from Iran. He says if the US uh invades, are you guys ready? Then the guy says, "Oh, we're waiting on them now." Waiting on them now. First of all, there I mean, what a dumb question because we're not going to invade with ground troops. It's just a stupid question to begin with. But that foreign minister sat there and goes, "Oh, yeah, we're waiting on them right now." Oh, what with all your Navy ships and all your pilots and stuff standing on a tarmac on standby so they can shoot our planes out of the sky? Oh, wait, you got to dig all those up off the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, we're destroying these people, and the guy's gonna say, "Oh yeah, we're waiting on them." What are you gonna do when we show up? What are your troops gonna do when we show up there? What, the 5 that are standing there waiting? You ain't gonna do nothing. Ain't gonna do nothing about it. Hilarious, man. The Iranians. Oh yeah, the United States is gonna be really sorry that they came over here. Oh really? Hmm. Okay, okay, bud. The Christy Nome. Did everybody see that she was fired or asked to leave, or she was gonna be left? I was pretty disappointed in Christy Nome because I had a lot of respect for old Christy Nome for a long, long time. She was I mean, a squared away governor in South Dakota, and now she's supposedly been sleeping with Corey Lewandowski. Man, I don't know. And then spending $200 million on campaign ads or like an ad campaign. You remember where she was like move to South Dakota and you'll as a getting a trade work and you'll be making like $80,000 to start. She spent and sat up on Capitol Hill, y'all, and lied, straight up lied about that money being approved by Donald Trump. And Trump was livid. One of his, I heard that Trump was heard in the White House is quite vocal and saying some pretty choice words about old Christy Nome because he did not approve that money, and she sat there and lied about it. And apparently, she's Miss Drama Queen, hostile work environment, which doesn't strike me as Christy Nome. You know, it just doesn't. Christy Nome's firing fails to sway Democrats as DHS shutdown drags on. Can you believe that? The government is still partially shut down because of these Democrats playing politics. Democrats may be celebrating Kristi Noem's ouster from the Department of Homeland Security, but they are still digging their heels in against ending the agency's weeks-long shutdown. Quote, it's not like Kristi Noem was the one who was involved in negotiating anything. She was a corrupt lackey. So we were dealing with the White House before, and we're going to continue to deal with the White House at this point. House Minority Hakeem Jeffrey. Yeah, but whatever that guy says holds no weight. I don't know why anybody listens to Hakeem Jeffries. That guy's as butthurt as the rest of his friends. Still, that point has since been echoed by several other Democrat lawmakers, despite Noam's firing apparently being one of their key demands in exchange for allowing DHS to be fully funded through the remainder of the fiscal year. I'm waiting for them to give us an offer, make us an offering as to what what is that you want us to vote on? Representative Lou Coria, Democrat, California. Oh, no wonder he can't talk. I want to see what the guardrails are before I vote on this funding. I don't want us to have masked individuals in my community. I want to see body cameras. I want you to identify yourself when you're making an arrest. Oh, really, sir? So when there's an undercover detail that's doing a drug bust, you think they ought to be unmasked too? The party of wearing masks. It was you buffoons that told the whole world that they needed to have a stupid diaper on their face during that Wu flu that was going around. And now all of a sudden, oh, well, you got to take your mask off. No, they don't. They're law enforcement agents. They can wear it if they want, and you'll like it. No, you want to dox them and their families. And if the tides were turned and that was you, sir, be a totally different story, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think so. Representative Eric Swalwell. Oh, here we go. Fang Fang. Guy that was sleeping with a Chinese spy. said that he was skeptical that any replacement for Nome would be more effective in discussions, given they still have to answer to Trump and his policies. Hmm. Boo hoo. Isn't it funny? That party gets to eat crow. I think it's hilarious. Don't you? I think it's hilarious. Let me see. So here's the Straits of Hormuz. Everybody familiar with the Straits of Hormuz? Well, that's that channel that goes that basically all the shipping and the oil and all that flows through the Middle East. Well, basically, the Iranians said they were gonna strip it with land mines, and they were gonna basically set it up for any Navy ships went through there. They were gonna get blown up and blah 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 blah. I don't know what these Iranians. I don't know who they think they're fooling with, but even the Chinese and the Russians, you ain't heard a peep out of either one of them, have you? Speaking of Russians, the Russians were given intelligence to the Iranians about, mm, let's just say they were given intelligence about our troops, where they were and stuff like that. And let's just say that a conversation was had with old little Vladimir, and he is no longer opening his mouth. You know what that was all about. U.S. signals readiness to escort tankers through Hormuz as traffic thins, but no mission has been launched because they got to sweep it for landmines. I'm telling you, the Iranians or the Houthis or Hamas or Hezbollah or one of those proxy groups has put mines in the Straits of Hormuz. I'm telling you right now, they've done it many times before. Energy Secretary Chris Wright said the U.S. Navy could begin escorting commercial vessels through the Strait of Hormuz as soon as reasonable, reinforcing President Donald Trump's public statements that the United States is prepared to protect energy shipments through their strategic waterway. But a U.S. official told that the American forces are not currently escorting ships through the strait and declined to speculate on future operations, making clear that no convoy mission has yet been launched. As soon as it's reasonable to do it, we'll escort ships through the strait and get the energy moving again. The renewed signaling comes as commercial traffic through the strait has thinned sharply after attacks on tankers and soaring war risk energy, let's see, insurance costs raising pressure on global energy markets and Gulf producers that rely on the narrow corridor for oil and liquefied natural gas. So you see the uptick in gas prices, but it's not going to be for that long, folks. The gas prices will come back down. I mean, I'm looking at all these red dots for outside the strait right now. Those are ships that are not moving. And the green dots obviously are ships that are moving. And it's kind of like the world's biggest port is where? Shanghai, China. Well, during COVID, ships were not going in and out of that port like they, typically do. And man, there was like thousands of ships sitting out off the 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 mouth going into the port out in the ocean, not moving. Well, weeks go by, his trickle effect starts. Then you start seeing the shortages at the stores. Well, the same holds true for this. When the oil shipments slow down or stop or whatever, you're going to start seeing it at the pump, but it's not going to be sustained, folks. You know, prices went up, what, 20, 25 cents a gallon? They ain't going to stay that way for long. This war will be over in another couple weeks. I mean, we've done everything we need to do just about. Wiping that regime out totally is the ultimate goal. And then the Iranian people are going to have to take it from there and elect their own government. And rightfully so. This is not a long, protracted war. Everybody just relax, Oh, we're getting ourselves into another forever war. No, we're not. This ain't President Bush. This is Donald Trump. This man saw an opportunity of a lifetime and he took it that no other president had the stones to do. So thank you, sir, because it ain't about going to war. We've been at war with the Iranians my whole life. People chanting death to America, death to Israel every single day, you know, wanting to do us harm, wanting to blow us off the face of the earth. We're the big Satan, Israel's the little Satan. Yeah. Donald Trump thought about our kids and our grandkids. So no other US president has to deal with this. You know how far we're setting them back right now? Even if they were to start up their nuclear program tomorrow, you're talking 10, 20 years. So I wouldn't, I mean, geez almighty, y'all sinking all them ships? All them ships are sitting at the bottom of the ocean. I mean, they didn't have much of a navy to begin with, but geez, man, these tornadoes are unbelievable. It's going to go on most of the night. Yeah, I've got some of these storm chasers. The Straits of Hormuz normally handles roughly 20% of the world's crude oil and about one-fifth of global liquefied natural gas exports, according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, making even a temporary disruption a serious concern for global energy markets and Gulf producers that rely on the passage to move supplies to Asia and Europe. Several commercial vessels have been struck since the start of Operation Epic Fury, heightening security concerns for ship owners and insurers. Industry analysts say war risk premiums have surged and some coverage has become difficult to secure, prompting tankers to anchor outside the strait rather than risk transit. It's dangerous to go through there. There's no doubt. What kind of boat is that? Iranian military personnel. Man, that looks like one of those big cartel boats. What that looks like. Shooting a doggone missile off the top of it. So yeah, it's that'll be huge if we can get through the straits. Open the straits back up. That needs to be done. What's y'all's opinion on it? Put it down in the comment section if you don't mind. Hope everyone has some big plans for the weekend. The old, the old commie mom Donnie's wife. She's like a Syrian national or something like that. Well, I guess she's been under fire because she's been liking, and I shouldn't laugh about this because it isn't funny. It's actually pretty appalling. Um, no, I'm laughing about Mom Donnie. The guy's been in hot water ever since he took his oath. Um, anyway, his wife, I guess, has been liking posts online on social media about October 7th. Yeah, that's pretty despicable. But the guy's a Muslim. And if his wife's from Syria, then I would imagine she's a Muslim too. So, but yeah, I guess she's been catching a lot of heat for the social media posts. So I'm sure he'll be having to do some answering for that one. Yep. All right. Well, just wanted to jump on and do a short live and get some of these stories out. I did a video today about CARE. If you guys didn't see it, go check it out. It's on the channel, CAIR. It's a Muslim front group that was established back in 94 for one reason and one reason only. That's to destroy the United States. So go watch that video and educate yourself on CARE. Yeah, it's a Muslim front group. That's exactly who CARE is. So I would highly, highly encourage you guys to do your research on CARE because every American needs to know who CARE is in that organization. Okay. So with that, I will sign off for now. And please, if you guys don't mind, like, share, and please subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell when we go live and post videos. You'll know whatever. And you know, yeah, make sure you subscribe to the channel and share this content. I mean, it helps get the word out there. A lot of this stuff you don't hear on mainstream media. So drop us a comment, and we certainly appreciate everyone being here. And until next time, take care of yourself and each other. All right. Bye for now. Y'all enjoy your weekend. God bless you all.